there, this is Dr. Chris with Barefoot Rehab. If you have back pain, should you be doing yoga? If you have anything more than mild back pain, you shouldn't. If you have mild back pain or stiffness, you could get away with doing yoga and can actually help you. So I'm going to show you a couple tips and tricks that will be really beneficial for you, just so you can minimize the risk of a serious disc issue or some other progressive problem like osteoarthritis. So Katie's going to go through what a normal yoga progression looks like, going through a normal forward fold into up dog and back into down dog. So go ahead and do that. You can see her range of motion. She's palming the ground. She brings her feet back. She goes into chaturanga, goes into up dog, and then goes push back into downward dog. Now we're going to do it again, and we're going to break it into pieces. So come back to the top. So if you have a low back problem, you essentially want to avoid the last 10% of a range of motion, because the disc is usually what's causing that end range of motion, and it just makes sense to not put stress on that disc. So she's going to go through the forward fold again, but she's going to avoid the last 10%. So she's going to stop when her fingertips hit the ground. Good. And then she's going to go down into the push-up position in the chaturanga. And when she gets into up dog, instead of doing the big up dog, she's going to go just into cobra. So this is extension in her upper back, and she's keeping her low back fairly neutral. And then she's going to go back into her downward dog. She's going to come back to her standing position, and if she really wants to be safe and completely avoid putting any stress or risk on the low back, this time instead of doing a full forward fold, she's going to essentially do a good morning, and she's going to hold a neutral spine. And instead of holding that with her low back muscles, she's actually going to put her hands on her knees to take stress off of her low back. And then when she goes down all the way to the push-up position and does chaturanga into up dog, she's going to do an even smaller mini cobra, which really minimizes the stress on the low back and keeps the stress on the upper back. So this is how you can have a yoga practice and get a benefit with as minimal risk or as minimal cost of a yoga practice, which most people just assume is a good thing, but can actually have detriment, just like any movement practice. So if you're gonna do yoga for your back pain, go ahead and do it. Just be careful. Of course, be mindful of your symptoms, and good luck.